Welcome back to episode 21 of Speculate to Accumulate. If you're new, welcome. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. As you can see, I'm on my own this week as it is Aiden's birthday, so he's away for the weekend. So I'm riding solo. It is the FA Cup this weekend, so the fixtures are a little bit restricted. So we're just going to have the fourfold accumulator as always, and the both teams to score sixfold. We're not going to have the score and win this week. But before we do kick things off, this podcast is brought to you by Faded Barbershop here in Leyland in Lancashire. So if you are in the northwest or Lancashire region or the Preston region and you are looking for a haircut, go and see Kane and the boys and they will sort you out. So onwards with the fourfold, the first two picks are going to be from me, the second two picks are going to be Aiden's. So the first pick is going to be Colchester to beat Stevenage. It's 24th versus 6th in this game. So Stevenage being 24th, Colchester being 6th. With Stevenage without a win in 6 games, and Colchester are unbeaten in the previous the previous 6 away games over in League 2. Colchester's last away game in League 2, they beat Leyton Orient 3-1. And Stevenage have only scored 15 goals in 24 games this season, conceding double that, so they conceded 30 as well. The second pick is going to be Swindon to beat Bradford. So it's first versus fourth, so there's not much in it really. But Swindon are unbeaten in the previous 3 home games without even conceding a goal in them 3 games, should I say. Bradford are without an away win in 5, and the last away win was against relegation for Morecambe. Bradford are unbeaten in 7 with 4 of them being draws. However, with their poor away form and Swindon's decent home form and the league positions, obviously Swindon are top of the league, I do fancy Swindon in this one. The third pick, we're going to have Brighton to beat Sheffield Wednesday. This is, of course, an FA Cup fixture. Brighton have the 7th best home form in the Premier League this season. Sheffield Wednesday lost all 3 games since Christmas, so they've not had a very good New Year so far. And if Brighton put out a full strength side, I expect them to be good. That's what Aiden said. Expects them to be good. Good to win, I'm guessing. So yeah, the third pick is going to be Brighton to beat Sheffield Wednesday. And the fourth and final pick on the fourfold is going to be Reading to beat Blackpool, another FA Cup game. So it's Championship versus League 1. Reading are coming into this on the back of 4 straight wins and are unbeaten in 6 games. Wins against Derby, QPR at home, and Preston North End and Fulham away, which are 2 really impressive away wins really. Blackpool without a win in 5 games and haven't won any aways in all competitions since the 17th of September last year now, 2019. So the fourfold is as follows: Colchester to beat Stevenage, Swindon to beat Bradford, Brighton to beat Sheffield Wednesday, and Reading to beat Blackpool. You'll have to check the odds because I've not been odds checking. I'm in a different room today as well, as you can probably see, because I've been rushing around. But yeah, on to the both teams to score sixfold. So the first 3 are going to be from Aiden. The first 3 are from Aiden, and then the final 3 are going to be from myself. So Aiden has sent over in the National League. Like I said, the fixtures list is quite limited this week, so we are using the National League as well. We might start using it a little bit more, but we've got better. Me and Aiden have got better knowledge in League 1, League 2, Championship, Premier League. But doing a little bit of digging. Aiden's first pick on the both teams to score is going to be Woking versus Chorley. Chorley have landed both teams to score in the last 5 away games, and Woking have scored 10 out of 14 league home games this season and have conceded in 4 of the last 5 home games. His second pick, he has gone for Preston North End versus Norwich. So even though Preston North End's recent form isn't excellent, they still have the best home form in the Championship. Norwich should be too good not to score against a recently leaky Preston defence. That's all he's noted. And his third pick is Fulham versus Aston Villa. So Aiden says Fulham have not been great defensively recently, with Stoke at home being their only clean sheet in the last 5. Fulham have scored in the last 6 home games, and Aston Villa are likely to score with the likes of Jack Grealish with a part to play. On to my 3 games. So I'm going to go for the 4th pick on the 6-fold, and my first is going to be Crawley versus Forest Green. So 12 points separate the two sides. It's 16th versus 5th, and Crawley have landed both teams to score in 6 of the previous 10 games. Forest Green have been struggling getting goals on the road recently, but with Crawley's dodgy defence, I do fancy them to score a goal in this one. And both teams' scorers landed in 4 out of the previous 5 meetings between these two sides. The 5th pick, on the both teams' score is going to be Scunthorpe versus Plymouth. So it's a close game in League 2 with only 7 points separating the two sides. 3 out of 6 home games for Scunthorpe have landed both teams to score. 3 out of the previous 6, Plymouth have scored in previous 4 out of 5 away games. Scunthorpe have scored in 3 out of the previous 4 home games, and with that, I do fancy both teams scoring in that game. The 6th and final fixture on the both teams score, what we're going to go for this week is going to be Stockport versus Boreham Wood, back in the National League again. So only 3 points separate the two sides in a push for the playoffs, with Stockport landing 5 out of 5 both teams to scores, obviously in the previous 5 games. And Boreham Wood have landed both teams to score in 3 out of the previous 5 away games. And until the previous away game, the last away game that they've played, Boreham Wood scored away in the previous 8 consecutive meetings, which I think was quite a good stat. So only 1 of 9 they've not scored a goal in an away game. In the previous 9, should I say. And Stockport have scored in the previous 8 home games. So with that being said, I think there should be goals there, with only 3 points separating the two sides who look to push on from the National League into League 2. So the both teams score 6-fold is as follows. It's Woking versus Chorley, Preston versus Norwich, Fulham versus Aston Villa, Crawley versus Forest Green, Scunthorpe versus Plymouth, and Stockport versus Boreham Wood. Again, not sure on the odds. You have to have a look on Odds Checker, or just bang it on whatever bookie that you use. For the people who've subscribed from the last video, thank you very much. That is appreciated. If you could give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below, and there's a notifications bell next to that as well. If you do hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell, every Friday you will get this podcast coming through to you. But yeah, so hit the subscribe button. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed previously to this video, and thanks for the continued support, and we'll see you next week where Aiden will be joining me again. Peace.